Okay, we are back for another week of advanced coverage. Um, it's been such a long day for me. I was out doing cosplay work, so if I don't say a lot, just that's what we were up to. So I just got these replays now. For this one, we have Gary Oak versus Parpar, uh, Mel Gibson subbing in for Haysup, and Corporate N subbing in for, I think, Chaos. Izza subbing for Fatty. So we have three subs. Yeah, I think three subs. Uh, is subbing in for Fatty and Hyoga over here with the cool Zam Heavy. Exern and Jilo over here. Okay, last week we saw both of these players bring pretty solid teams. Last week in general was just lots of Arcanine, lots of Soul Rock. There was 7 Soul Rocks last week. Hmm. So this matchup, Gary versus Parpar. Last week, Parpar didn't just bring like a passive balance thing. No, Parpar brought something where like all the 5 other of his mons besides Kanga, or like the entire team, was wholly offensive. Like Gramble, Gligar, Manectric, Arcanine, Soul Rock. Actually, there was no Soul Rock. I can't remember the last. Uh, Parpar had an offensive team, and I get that approach is just like don't let yourself be too passive. So I think you might be able to take that approach into Gary, who loads a kind of balancy build last week with double rock, wish Kanga, lead Tentacruel. I thought that was really interesting. Uh, we might see a bit more Soul Rock here in both games, but my guess is that Parpar is gonna stick to his guns of keep going on the offensive. Don't give yourself any time to go passive. And Gary might think the same thing. I think Gary's a little more tempted to bring spikes into here. Because if I recall correctly, I don't think Gary brought a spiker last week. Music off. I forgot to do that. I forgot to set it. So, yeah, let's just get into the game. Let's just see what happens. Let me adjust a little more. Yeah, we should be fine. Okay, let's start. Again with the Tentacruel lead this week. So, as Parpar, you definitely don't stay in here. So, as long as you know that Gary brought Thief Tenna last week, you might be able to send in something that can blow up this Tenna for using Thief. You don't stay in with Arcanine. You at least have something to threaten afterward. Plume. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. 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 Missy. I see. Okay. So that's the Plume response. So now this is indicative of like a more spikes balanced structure. I was right with Gary going spikes. I was right. Parpar. Hmm. I'm probably guessing that there's going to be a Kanga and a Blastoise, definitely a Kanga and definitely a Blastoise. Well, not definitely a Blastoise. It's an estimated guess that there's going to be a Blastoise because I on this kind of fire water grass core, there's definitely going to be a chance that there's going to be something that wins against Tenna and can switch into Gligar and Solrock. And so far, the main way that this Plume pressures this Missy is just through like Stun Spore Para. Mm. So this could just be a bulky team. I could have been wrong about the offense. Maybe it's just like a balance. Lead seed, okay. Decided to go Amphi there on the Missy. I get it. Pressure with Para. Don't let it pain split too reliably. So I think I know what this team is. I think I know what's going on here. Because Parpar is on Shiba's team. My my bold predict is that this is going to be the Shiba CB Rock Paraspam team. Because Parpar was the outlier not using Soul Rock last week, so Parpar is trying to fill that gap by bringing a CB Soul Rock Paraspam. So I expect there to be a Body Slam Kanga and I think a Scyther in the back. Arcanine, Amphi, Plume, Kanga, Soul Rock, Scyther. And on Gary, there's probably going to be a Spikesmon. I'm guessing an Oma because Oma is Oma. Some other things. Probably a Scyther. Probably like an Electric or a Nidoqueen. I think Gary's high on Nidoqueen. So, and if there were a Nidoqueen, it would come out on this Amphi. Or you could probably just stay in it with Kanga, but EQ. That's cool. Oh, it's offensive Kanga. I see. So that really pressures Parpar's team. Cool. Decides to just sack the Plume. I knew it. I knew there was a Blastoise. Okay, I was wrong. What was I thinking? No spinner? Okay, yeah, Kanga and CB Soul Rock. What was I thinking? Kanga, Soul Rock, Scyther. No, Scyther. It's a Blastoise because you need a spinner still. Yeah, okay, I get it. So this Kanga could still be toxic, or it can just like dedge it down. And that's what I decided to do, just dedge it, because offensive Kanga is kind of ruinous to the CB Soul Rock team. And like even if you don't have spikes up, then you can still wall the Blastoise with Missy. Good catch of the Kanga. And just I guess pressures the Blastoise. There's a Soul Rock. There's still a potential for this. There's still a potential for an Oma in the back and this also to be CB Rock. If this is a repeat of last week where everyone is gonna bring Soul Rock again, I'm gonna lose my mind. But yeah, this is guaranteed the Shibi. Oh. This is how you know I'm tired. I'm starting to muddle words together. This is the Shiba CB Soul Rock Paraspam team. Pretty iconic Paraspam. It works for a reason. Reflect Rock. So there's probably going to be a less passive normal switching still. So I am still guessing that there's going to be an Oma. Oh my god, a Nido! Hey, I was right. It was a Nido. Oh boy. So Missy's there because it's there. But hey, Needle Soul Rock. This is what I talked about last week. I love Needle Soul Rock. It's a good core. And I think Nidoqueen behind Reflect is a pretty good mon. So now we can probably check if it's EQ. It switches out, so doesn't want to be too hasty on revealing it, especially behind Reflect. Probably does it now to stall out the Reflect turns and then pops the EQ. No. I see. Probably just wanted to stall out the Reflect turns. But good call going Ampy. Brings Nidoqueen in for entry. That's what I talked about when Amphi was in, is that when you bring Amphi, it's very susceptible to Nidoqueen pressure. So this Nidoqueen kind of has a free Sludge Bomb here if it's going that route. It's CB Soul Rock, so it especially hates Sludge Bomb poisons. You could also just predict it and make your team less weak against CB Rock by just clicking Shadow Ball here. Decided to go the safe route with Sludge Bomb. And it crit too. Bam. Fat CB Shadow Ball. Good double. Decided to get the lefties on toys. So Gary is thinking, you know, I don't actually think that this Toys is going to be EQ because it really doesn't have anything to threaten me now. Also, it's HP Elec Thief, I think. So this is mono because this is the Shiba team, so it's mono. Hey, I'm right. It wasn't Oma. I built a team a bit like this, except I had a Lapras over Tentacruel. I get Tentacruel because you really want the speed, but Lapras also gives you some security into like Warren, because this team, I'm not sure, because like you can rely on Kanga for Warren, but it's defensive Kanga, so So you just get spikes here. Oh, it's high. Huh. This could be Randance Oma. I might be capping. Or maybe it's just like regular offensive Oma with Hydro. That's cool. No more CB Rock, so you can as Nito, you can just click EQ all the live long day. But as far as this Blastoise, you have like multiple ones I can wallet. Okay, so now it decides to reveal EQ. I see. Watch it thief back. Yep. Okay. Oh, wait. Oh, these are song names. That's how you definitely know it's a Chiba team. Also, Nito came back on the Amphi, looping pressure. So now that Amphi is going to have to heal Bell off this Sludge Bomb poison at some point, which makes Nidoqueen come back and pressure the toys more, and eventually chip it in the range of 2 EQs, especially if Oma happens to get spikes down. That could just get really nasty, really quick. Watch, it's going to happen again. Not 2 EQ range yet. Yeah. Not quite, I don't think this is Wish. I think this has to be Shadow Ball. And it makes sense. It's offensive Kanga. Offensive Kanga is good. But that also means that this Oma damage is just more prone to sticking. It didn't reveal lefties. I think it would have revealed lefties, so I'm tempted to believe it's like Mystic Water Rain Dance. Yeah, it decides to boom on the Amphi. So that means that Tentacruel can come in here and do some things. But it's still walled by stuff. It does mean that Nito Sludge Bombs will stick more. Bonk. Woo! Oh, that was cool. That was really cool. Didn't pop counter until so late in the match, but when it was popped, it was glorious. That's like one of the best things you can bring into offensive Kanga is counter toys. Ugh. Genius. Genius Parpar. I don't even know if that was on the original team. I don't think this is superpower range. I think you have to EQ again. Yeah. Ooh, nice sludge bomb. Was not too hasty about anything. That can't include nothing but wished. Wish. Uh, yeah, dead. This Kanga is definitely gonna rest, so Nito can come back in. Uh, force it into rest. Dink. Oh, that's a crit. Cool. But I don't think that. Hmm, I'm scrolling through logs. Yeah, I think the range is like 34 to 36 on this EQ. So, no, 34 to 30, 40 on this EQ. So, this Nito could go for it, but I think if you're safe, you would just superpower. Yeah. And you still may manage to kill the toys because you're Nito. And it just happens to poison, so cool. So that was a fun watch. Gary had a pretty cool team. Nito Solrock, I love Nito Solrock. Spikeless Missy, but I think it could just work because it still does things outside of spin blocking. It provides para support for the Solrock and the Nito. Um, it helps block things, provides an extra check to Gligar, I guess. Especially like Iron Tail Gligar could be annoying without a Missy. So that's cool. That was a good game. And yeah, I know this team. This is solid. All right. Melt Gibson versus Corporate N. So if you're Corporate N, you just I think both these players are just gonna bring from what was originally gonna be passed. So Melt Gibson is gonna bring like a haste up team, and Corporate N is gonna bring a chaos, not a chaos team, but like a boof team that was gonna be past the chaos. But so basically, boof passed to Corporate N. I don't know, because I teamed with Corporate N before. He could use another one of my teams. I mean, I'd hope bring another team. So, this is gonna be some crack, because Milt believes in the Haste Gospel, and this is gonna be like standard or boof core team. I think only I know what I mean when I say boof core, but a lot of lantern, a lot of lantern, reflect rock, stuff like that. You know what? We'll just see. Forgot to turn music off, but we're fine. Uh, hmm. Hmm, 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 hmm. How much you want to bet there's going to be another CB Rock lead here? Because Haysup is a definite believer of that. There could be an Arcanine here, though. It's probably either Arcanine or Soul Rock lead. On corporate N side, hmm. I think maybe Amphi or Credilli, maybe Gramble. Let's just see. Quailfish and Kanga. So this Kanga, if you're a Kanga here, you just EQ. If you're Quill, you are EV to live the EQ. So yeah, you just get spikes here. So free. Ah, let's return. Dang, bulky. I don't know what the T-Wave was for. I mean, I guess it helps para the Kanga. I think was predicting a spinner to come in there. Tries to absorb the boom with... Okay, yeah. Tries to absorb the boom with Oma, but uses that opportunity to get more spikes. It's weird, because like if you get the second layer, then you kind of just did nothing. And your Quill dies if the Kanga clicked return. But I guess Melt was just thinking, they definitely don't sack Kanga here to boom, because it's a high priority piece. I can just read the switch. Still decides to boom on it, so that reveals no HP grass. Interesting. Or at least it doesn't let Oma get its own spikes, but also that just means that... Oh, I don't know. So it just brings in Arcanine. Quill. Yeah, this is a hyper offense. I would expect Melt to bring a hyper offense. I still don't know what to expect from Corporate N. I still think it's a Boof team. We'll just see. Oh yeah, that's another thing from Boof, is that lots of spike structures. Neutral. Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, that was AP grass. So this Tenna is either getting a spin, or there's gonna be like a spin blocker here, because that's typical on hyper offense. Sableye on a Quill lead team. I see, but I also don't. If you're a Tenna, you just do that. And you probably spin here in case the Sableye just doesn't spin. Because you still want to have some use out of your Sableye. If you think Sableye is that high worthy of a piece. So Tenna can come in later on probably Arcanine to spin, because there's definitely going to be something here that threatens the Tenna, like an Electrode. What I say. So Elect switching from Corporate N is going to be an Amphi. Could get some mileage out of booming it if in case of the curse lap in the back. Triple water. If this was passed from Boof, then I get it more and more now. I don't like triple water. It's just like if you do, then you kind of have to make it Lantern, because that just like stacking so much weaknesses to so much, like Lapras and Amphi and like Ebuzz, lots of other stuff. You get overwhelmed so quick at the end of the game if you bring triple water. Double water is like perfectly fine. I just hate triple. But yeah, this Electrode, it can T-Bolt here if it's Magnet. I don't think it'll OHKO because Gator's bulky, but also I don't think that Gator EQ is going to dent the Electrode that bad. So it's probably just going to be another switch to Amphi because Electrode can't do anything to Amphi besides a boom on it. I'm going to call it. I think that Melt is going to double again to Electrode. I see. I mean, interesting use of making that your Arcanine switch in. Maybe you could just sack it and let Tentacruel spin. It's a thought process. Oh, okay. Oh, it's Charcoal. I see. Okay. Blastoise. This is... It's an offensive team. It's a Kangalus offensive team. Oh, I think Surwings built this before. Ugh. It's Kangalus, and it just doesn't have any good backbone. into things. So this is going to be an EQ Focus Punch Toys. Yeah, that's definitely going to be like an offensive Toys, which everything here gets pressured by Kanga. Roar. Roar Toys is good. I like Roar Toys. Roar Focus Punch. I don't think I've seen that before. I usually seen Roar EQ. So I think Tenna is just gonna have a well time switching in to this Toys. Because like the only thing that quote switches in here would be Electrode. But yeah, it just forces this Toys to play passive into the Tenna and forces it to roar it out. But now Kanga is in and it is fucking shit up. Toys is gone, so Oma is good here. Tenna is still good here, even with Electrode. Good predict. Does go to a ground immune just to help against that stuff. So now Electro's coming back into HP Ice. Toxic. So I think Corporate N just wins this. You just click here. So yeah. I think I could just T-bolt it down. Because you can. Well, yeah, Tro dies here anyway, so. Huh? I guess okay. Stun on him. Yeah, so. I was right. I was right. This is definitely crack. I just don't agree with the crack this week. Also, what do you know? Another Soul Rock. That makes 3 Soul Rocks so far, but we're not looking for 8. I'm tired. Ugh. I'm tired. I don't know if I've seen. Yeah, I don't think I've seen this structure before. I've seen Gator paired with Gligar though. Double SD core. Okay. Izza and Hyoga. So I think Izza is also being passed down from Fatty. Fatty built something, said, I'm just gonna let Izza take it because I'm already busy for something or whatever. So Fatty last week brought something very similar to Gary last week. It was a double rock Slowking core. I think we're still gonna expect something that's very unique this week. And I think Hyoga is also unique, but I think bulk up Hitmontop, it's not, I don't know, not my thing, I guess. But I said in my predicts that Fatty might be able to win here. I think it depends, really. Fatty would, but I don't know how much Isla has played this tier. There's just not a lot I can say about the subs here, cause a lot of subs I've seen for this tier, they can know how to pilot a team in this tier if they're just good players, but there's not much I can say about their preferences in the way that I could last week. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Potential lead Oma now, or another lead Gramble, or Arcanine. It's probably Arcanine. If you're a fatty, you could. Nah, I don't think Seawee's Rock lead again. It could also be a Gramble. It could be an Amphi. Hey, it's the Gary special. Clear body, so that's how you know this is Druid. Also, I was right about the Arcanine lead. Oh, Thief. Oh, wait. I just think forgot to change. Forgot to change the ability. Forgot to make this Liquid Ooze, probably. I get it. I get it. That's happened to me before. Okay, okay. So this is like standard. Very standard. Holy shit, that crit. Okay. Both are bringing like pretty standard stuff, but Izza's bringing Tentacruel lead, which hasn't been explored much up until UUPL, I'd say. Yeah, that is definitely standard. Part of me thinks that's a sample. Some part of me thinks that is a sample. If it were, that'd be so funny. Cause like I think the Arcanine sample has Druidcruel. I think Thief Volma, Body Slam. Oh yeah, Body Slam Gengar. Okay, yeah, maybe this is a sample that Hyoga is loading. That is a Lunatone on my screen. I hate this mon. I rave and rant in Discord about how I hate Lunatone. It's not good. That is Hypnosis. Okay. So I think it is Monopsychic. I think it is Monopsychic Subcalm Mind Hypnosis. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Watch it get one kill, do nothing for the rest of the game. This has to be Druidcruel. No Hydro hits that flimsily. Get spikes. Forces the tentacle in. Force it to spin. I get it. So now Amphi is in, with the other Amphi gone, so Electrosists are just Kanga, which makes Oma and Lunatone. T-Wave. Really wants to Focus Punch. I talked a lot about how I like Focus Punch Wish Kanga. I think it's good. Why Amphi? Why Amphi on the Kanga? I don't understand that decision. Ugh, nasty crit. Nasty crit. Forces the Kanga to rest and thus letting it get a lot of Focus Punches. So now the last is revealed. So yeah, similar team. 5S ranks plus, I think this is going to be a Gligar if it's actually a sample team. 5S ranks plus Lunatone. 5S ranks definitely covers the unrank Mon. Oh, okay. It's probably not unrank. It's just like C, but I really don't like it. Ballsy. You could have just body slam there, because even Para, Oma, and Lunatone don't like that. There's not much you pass it to, so the Intimidate is... Oh, Hyoga's desperate. Okay, I get it now. So yeah, I paused. So yeah, the offensive pressure is definitely there with Amphi, because if you let Kanga get passive with letting it get intimidated more and more, then that means you pretty much have to either sit on Amphi or let someone else have to deal with it. And you can't really wish past to anyone else, so you kind of have to be a sitting duck into it, which thus lets Lunatone get its opportunities to set up. Unfortunately, Lunatone is bad though, so I kind of get why Spike there because the spinner's gone. Yeah, I don't think that Surf would have killed the Amphi too. So yeah, I respected getting the Spike. So yeah, long battle for Hyoga here. Why Focus Punch? Rip. It's right after I said Lunatone is dog water where it starts to actually like do things in this matchup, kind of. See what I told you? What I tell you? Iron Tail. And it crits again. No shot, that's how this wins. No shot, that's how this wins. Advance. Advance. Click, 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 click. Click, click, click. This Kanga is not going to hero mode it because there's an Arcanine. Oh, and it crit. Yeah. Ugh. Yeah, because even if that Kanga like sat on everything there, it's just, yeah, Hyoga could not win that. So, out of all things in UUPL, I expected to see. I don't know. Not a sample. I don't know. Like I get it, be consistent, but there's just so much you have to consider before loading. It's so funny how I could spend the entire last week dunking on Lunatone because I really don't like its benefits as a Calm Minder. Uh, I really don't like it as a Calm Minder. It loses the speed of other Calm Minders. It's a bad check to the things it wants to. Like, this team looks like it's... This team definitely like can fold to Iron Tail Gligar fast, but Lunatone got a crit, so who cares? I guess. It's just not bulky. It loses to Shadow Ball Kanga, which a lot of people, besides Hyoga in this match, run. If you're running like hyper fat Kanga, then yeah, Lunatone has a good matchup. But other than that, no. I'm just not a fan of Lunatone. I'm tired too. Did I say that? I think I did say that. Anyway, final game, Exern versus Shiloh. Shiloh brought a similar team to Chaos last week, the Lantern Soul Rock Core. I think since Spikes worked out so well for Shiloh last week, I think there's still going to be some Spikes here. Still Spikes, still Arcanine. How many Arcanine were there, by the way? 1, 2, 3, 4 Arcanine so far. So I think that's like Shiloh's strong suit is like Spikes plus Arcanine. And you'll probably want to stick to that. Over here on Exern, I don't know. Probably still another consistent team, but it's okay since consistent teams are consistent in advance. Let's just see. Lead Amphy. That's fair. Oh, lead Hitmontop. Lead Hitmontop is actually a really cool lead. It wins against a lot of things, and Intimidate is just good on a lead. Always. Wins against like special leads, wins against lead Kanga and Gramble. It's a cool lead. Yeah, see, wins the 1v1 there. Besides just wallet with the toys, I can kind of respect that. Pressures the Oma. There's a good chance this Oma has HP Elec. Or yeah, just go Spinner to punish the. Just go Spin Blocker to punish the Spinner. So this is a Spike stack team. That's what I said. Spikes is Shiloh's strong suit here. Exern's Amphy is so low already. Body Slam Kanga because that is something that BFM is really into. I think BFM might have built this team because top. That's my gut. Hey, Shell Armor. Okay, finally managed to secure a wish to the Amphy. So that damage it took from top earlier, not as much. Now we could see a spin blocker here on Exern's side, but I probably doubt there's going to be one. Part of me is thinking that there's going to be a Scyther or an Arcanine, or both, maybe. But yeah, you can just spin here. Whoa, oh my god! It took a lot more from Surf than I expected. This is why I go bulky! This is why I go bulky. Toys Punish. And Beller. That's cool. Okay. There's a para. There's a lot of yellow magic this week, I'm noticing. Ooh, Focus Punch Amphi. Bonk. Focus Punch Amphi is cool. It's hard to fit, but it's cool. So that means this Amphi is probably pretty slow. That is Charcoal, I think, or Thief, but yeah. That's another thing, Thief Arcanine. Cool. But that's another Thief Arcanine. I don't know why E-speeded there. So yeah, 3 attacks. 3 attacks, Bell, Lapras. Good set. It's not just curse it runs, it's also highly effective special sets because it has T-Bolt, Threat, and stuff like Blastoise. Risky, dies for it. Cool. So now you really need to make your Missy work overtime. That is a crit on my screen. Won't be enough to break, but it's enough to force it to rest again, which brings in Top. So now Top can just like click EQ here. Oh, wait, no. This is the Boof team. This is going to be SD Scyther. I knew this team was going to be brought somewhere. It's just like, now it's brought. Finally. SD Scyther, this is the Boof team. Maybe. Maybe there's like a slight adjustment. Yeah, need to make your Missy work overtime. Interesting choice to sack your toys. So yeah, a lot of... There's a good win route for Shiloh here, I think. Didn't activate Flash Fire. Smart. Decided to just trade. Bringing him on top? Yeah. Because him on top is an O code. This is in Fire Blast range. If you're Baller, you go Scyther. Yeah. And now Scyther is looking very scary. HP Grass. I think Fire Blast should do more there, surely. So now it can probably SD here. Oh, it's dead. Oh, it's CB. Okay. So now, as long as Lapras doesn't like crit the Kanga, things should be fine. So yeah, Exern wins here because bam, yeah, cool. This seems pretty cool. I like it. Bell, Lapras, and lead Top. I don't know. There's not really a lot I can say this week. It's just I'm progressing through the weeks. I'm gonna get co-commentators at some point. It's not a lot I could say from like week 1, but It's cool teams. There's a lot more OMA this week. I think people are more keen to bringing spike structures, to contributing more to the spikes war. We've seen a bit more Missy. Uh, Also, that's 6 Arcanines, same as last week. No 7 Solrock. I think people have adapted more. Like, there's a Blastoise. There's a Blastoise. There's a Blastoise. A bit more than the one, I think, one Blastoise that was brought last week. So people are still catching on to each other. We're seeing the competitive nature in action. So this is cool. This has been fun. I just managed to make this under an hour, so cool. This has been fun. It's not as long as last week. All of these games were just not as long, which is fortunate, because I didn't want to be here too much. I'm tired. I was like working all day on a cosplay, so cool. Well, that's gonna be it for me. I really hope you like the advanced coverage, even though I didn't have much to say. So yeah, this has been cool. Peace out. Amity out. Peace.